Austin is officially leading the nation in home price declines. Hey, but that's not the whole story. With a record surge in inventory and some suburbs see upwards of 30% price swings, this isn't a crash. It's definitely a market reset. So if you're thinking about buying, selling, or just you're curious and watching from the sidelines, hey, here's what you need to know. Hey guys, my name is Hector Rivera, and for nearly 3 decades, I've been called to serve in the U.S. Army, then as a law enforcement officer, and now as a real estate professional and a realtor right here in Central Texas. Helping families like yours make life-changing moves with confidence. Now, no matter the situation, whether you're relocating, buying your first home, or simply just looking for guidance, you're in the right place. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. I'm glad you found me. And if you've been here before, hey, welcome back. Glad to have you. So be sure to like this video, subscribe, and tap to that notification bell so you don't miss any future updates on the Central Texas real estate market and its lifestyles. Hey, when you're ready, go ahead and click that link in the description. Book your free consultation strategy call. I'll be more than honored to help you make your next move with clarity and confidence. Let's dive into this market. So a little bit of a market overview and what the numbers really mean. Let's start with the big picture, the Austin Metro median sale price. So right now, for last month, obviously we're in August, but July, we're holding pretty steady around 449,900, really unchanged year over year. But prices are down like 19.7% from peak, according to the Inman article. Okay, so the median list price right now in the Austin metro area is right about $510,950. That's probably about a 4.9% drop from last year. Crazy. But nevertheless, inventory has exploded with about 15,360 listings right here in the metro area alone. Okay, that's upwards of 69% from pre-pandemic levels. So what does that mean right now? It means that right now we have like 5.5 months of supply, which is basically a big buyer's market. So if you're ready to buy, this is definitely the time. Now, I know interest rates are up there, but let me reassure you, it's better to buy now so that you can then refinance later into a potentially lower interest rate. And hey, stay tuned because that Fed is about to make some changes here coming soon. So where Austin here is, right, is Travis County alone has about 7,737 homes for sale days on market, right? Now, the metro average, right about 61 days. The 7 zip codes stretch it to like 211 days. That is crazy. 211 days on market without selling. Yeah, I don't know any seller or anyone that would want to be on market for that long. So, which is why pricing correctly, is inherently very, very important. So don't overprice, get the right strategy, and price your home correctly, and it will definitely move, even in this market. So homes are sitting a lot longer, especially those priced like well over the 700,000, sale to list ratio. In Austin, it's about 97.2%. So anyway, that means like only about 27% of homes are like really selling above asking. It's about 30% down from previous years. So for me, this kind of confirms buyers now have leverage. And like I said earlier, this is not a crash, right? Some people say it's crashing. Oh, the market's crashing. No, it's not. It's more of a cycle. Like every real estate market has its cycles, and this is not a crash. It's a correction. Some economists, I'm not an economist, so hey, the market is really, it is leveling off, right? It's not collapsing. But make no mistake, we are far from bidding wars of 2021, right? Back then, chaotic. If you bought that thing, great. I refinanced back then, which is why I got a great interest rate, which I'll never sell out of. But nevertheless, let's take a little bit of deeper dive into like what's happening in the suburbs of Austin, the Round Rock, Georgetown, Liberty Hill areas, and see what's going on over there, right? So we'll break it down by kind of the most in-demand suburbs. And we'll just kind of start off with right here, my own home, Round Rock, right here in Wilson County. So kind of the median home price right now for the past month in July was about $433,395. That's about 2.1% year over year, according to our market data in our market listing service, or our MLS. That equates to about $208 per square foot. That's not too bad, considering depending on really where you're at, what neighborhood you're in. Now, inventory for July was 5,829 homes for sale. That's up 6.1% month over month. What does that say? Again, price correctly, you may sell, or you will sell. Price incorrectly, you're going to sit on market a little bit longer. So make sure that you have a good pricing strategy with a realtor, and if you need one, hit me up. So keeping going, market has really shifted toward buyer's market, right? The sellers need to pay attention to these things, and when they're pricing their properties, they ensure that you have the most potential buyers looking at your properties, right? Because buyers have a tremendous advantage right now because of so much inventory. And if you're really thinking about it, buying in Round Rock, especially resale homes, this is your negotiation window. So don't lose out. Get out there and make some offers because you have some really good buying power right now. Sellers, let's price these homes right so we can get those moves. We can get you to your next home or your next move. Now let's talk about Georgetown, right? So Georgetown, awesome city. Love Georgetown, just north of Round Rock. What that was seen here last in July was right around 505, so 505,000. That's really just a 0.2% incline or increase from the previous months compared to last year. So in July, just 0.2%. Whereas Old Town in Georgetown is 575,000. That's upwards of 10.8%. Right, so that's kind of the older established neighborhoods, not necessarily the new builds and the new communities that have been put together. Now, one of the strongest communities and neighborhoods around in Georgetown, no doubt remains strong, is Sun City. If you're not familiar, retirees, this is your market. You're sitting right around 420,000 to about 440,000 on the last month here in July. So average days on market for Georgetown is right about 65 to 75 days. Seems like a long time. Again, just the kind of the market we're in right now, that's exactly what we're seeing. Doesn't really matter the location too much. It does play a factor in how you price it. You keep hearing me say that, pricing definitely matters in this market. Again, it's a buyer friendly with rising inventory and slowing sales. Historic areas are holding value just like these other old town areas in Georgetown, but new construction is really providing some incentives and discounts that are really making it difficult for some of these homes and some of these sellers to sell theirs. So again, sellers, you got to compete with these new builds, new constructions. It's very hard if you're not providing the right amount of concessions or the right pricing strategy to move your home and compete with these builders who are giving great incentives, great interest rates, introductions if you buy new construction right now. And that always changes. All right, let's move on over to Leander, a little bit northwest of Round Rock. Leander's up and coming, doing great, always increasing. Love Leander. Beautiful homes, beautiful neighborhoods out there. Right now, the median sold price out there for the month of July was 465,000 by 500, so like up 0.7% from previous. Right around $207,000 as far as price per square foot. Median list price have been right around the 549, 550 price point. So again, competitive depending on where you live, what Leander neighborhood you're actually going into, but that's about average that you're going to be seeing, and we have been seeing here in this past month of July. So some higher end properties that are in Leander, which are some higher end neighborhoods like Tri Point or even Toll Brothers or some of the other builders that are out there. More higher end properties, luxury, upwards of greater than 700,000. Some of those are seeing 77 days on market in the last month alone. Now again, a lot of this stuff is dependent upon your marketing strategy, how you pivot your home, how you position yourself. So take that and understand that days on market, on average, that's right around what it is. And then again, can fluctuate. If your home has some particular features, other things that other buyers are interested in, your home may move relatively quickly. Now, one of the things over there is the Treviso neighborhood. Beautiful, beautiful neighborhood. If you like luxury, upwards of 1.2 or 1.12 million. That one is up 10% year over year. So a quick strategy tip for that one is if you're shopping above 700,000, time is on your side. So use it to negotiate upgrades or price reductions or any of those things that your realtor can probably help you negotiate on, maybe even get some concessions to some of those prices. Again, you may have to compete with some new builds, because some new builds are pumping out some tremendous incentives right here in Central Texas. So if you want a new build, hey, this is definitely the time, because new builds are doing really well right now. All right, let's hop on over right into Liberty Hill. Liberty Hill, just past Leander, a little bit further northwest. Beautiful area, really growing, really fast. Lots of people are moving to Liberty Hill, and why wouldn't they? Because it's very pretty out there. Still got a little bit of a country feel, nice views, tucked away further than Austin, at a good distance where you can still enjoy some of the things that Austin has to offer, but not necessarily deal with the traffic and everything that comes with being closer to the metro area. Now, Liberty Hill's median price was right around $483,000. That's up 31.8% year over year. And average days on market for Liberty Hill was about 88 days. Still has some seller favorable dynamics, but not immune to correction. Just a heads up, Liberty Hill is one of the last strongholds for sellers, but the days on market are being extended, which means buyers are slowing down there as well. So one last one, we're going to tap into Hutto. This is one that I used to live in myself several years ago. Hutto is definitely growing. It's definitely been very popular, especially with a new community over there in Flora. Beautiful homes, luxurious homes are being built out there in Hutto, and that has caused median prices to skyrocket. I remember being in Hutto when I could get a home for $190,000, $200,000. Now you'd be lucky to get something just under $4. So right now, median prices are right about $523,000. That's down 1%, and days on market over in Hutto a little bit longer, but right about 3 months, 96 days. It's just one of the longest in the metro area. Again, just because it's growing so quickly, and a lot of inventory in that area, and not that many buyers looking to move out that way. But don't sleep on it, because Samsung is right down the street and in Taylor, and you have an easy commute to that Samsung plant if you're looking to relocate to Central Texas. So, sales are up compared to neighborhoods and towns, but despite the softening in Hutto is still moving, especially with first-time home buyers and even investors. Investors love Hutto just because of the price point and just because of the area relative to where it's at, close to Elgin, close to Taylor, in between Round Rock, and not too far from Georgetown. So it's in a good spot. It's a really good location that you can go ahead and move to. Definitely it's up and coming, has a lot of things, especially with that co-op that they built right there on 79. Anyway, so buyers and sellers, what should you guys be doing right now? Let's talk about that. Buyers, hey, this is your time. You're in the strongest position probably in years, simply because of inventory. Inventory is just so hot right now, and rates stable right around 6.72% for a 30-year fixed. That's really what the caveat to a lot of these things right now. It's just people are afraid of that interest rate. But what some people may not know is that is pretty normal, and that's average. Throughout the history of recorded inventory and interest rates, 6-7%, that's pretty average. That's pretty normal. We got so accustomed to seeing that 3-4-2% craziness that happened during the pandemic. That again, that's not normal. It's probably never going to happen again in our lifetime. Would it be great? Absolutely. But what is that going to cost? Homes to go skyrocketing up once again. So don't be afraid to jump into this market right now, even though the interest rates are about 6-7%, because you can always refinance, but you cannot get a lower price once the homes are continuing to increase in value, right? Because real estate always increases. It hardly ever goes down and plummets, not like that 2008 crash, right? So, anyway, you got that 6 to 7%. Your monthly payments could have dipped around, $2,600, probably the lowest since January, given the current rates. Again, builders are offering some price cuts, upwards of 30% in some cases. So sellers, be smart. Let's do these things right. Let's price our homes correctly so we can get these homes sold for you. So, some steps to take is to get pre-approved. If you're buying a home, start shopping. This may be your window before fall showdowns, before fall slowdowns, or Q4 investors activity kicks in. Now, sellers, let's talk about you, okay? The days of pricing 10% over comp and getting it are gone. Please understand that. Price cuts are common now. Over 20% of listings nationally have been reducing. We're no different here. We are definitely seeing price cuts happen pretty regularly when homes are not being priced accordingly. All right, so use that pricing strategy that's effective and that it is going to get your home sold. Now, extended times on market equals just lost momentum. So what actionable steps can you guys take as sellers is get a strong pricing strategy, professional marketing, and get ready to negotiate. You need a good realtor who understands both the data and the psychology of today's buyers. And you can definitely get that with a realtor who is understanding and knows what to do. So hit me up. So anyway, guys, I appreciate it. Let's wrap this up. So is it a good time to buy or sell? The answer really depends on your situation. And that's where I come in. I can help you get set up, get a great pricing strategy, or if you're buying, definitely help you negotiate with some of these sellers or even some of these new builds if you're looking for a new build. So hey guys, click the link below in the description, set up a booking strategy, consultation free, no obligation, just for a way for us to connect, me to understand what you're looking for, or give me a call. Numbers in the description. I'd love to hear from you and figure out what it is that you're actually looking for, so we can definitely help you navigate this market, and you can get some real insight and not some hype. So let's go out there and let's win this market together. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for checking out the channel. Check out this other new video, and we'll see you out there. Take care and God bless.